well as German. And that'll probably expand as we go on, because it's easier for someone to read German. If they're German, they would rather read it that way.
Now, Bob, to interrupt for a moment, we're rolling video on screen of the fall of Ceausescu in Romania, when people just finally said, we're not going along with this tyranny anymore. In a matter of hours, the general public just came out en masse, and the police basically joined them because they had been educated. And so that's why the demonization of veterans is going on. That's why police, I mean, come on, cops, you're smart. Most police are veterans. That's who they recruit from. They're trying to train you to spy on and hate veterans and see it as quasi-illegal to even mildly criticize the government. They're trying to induct you into secret policedom, because they know that when you go into a real tyranny, and you do have a command and control system, what happened in Rome, and it's happening in South America, and what happens in Eastern Europe, it happens in England in the last few hundred years, that once they put a tyranny in, the main group they've got to watch is the military. And that's where the purges are. That's where the terror and the secret arrest are going to go on, just like Hitler did after he got into power. Once they really take over, and we're getting to that point, they're going to purge the military and police. And so history is repeating itself. So, of course, every time we get a Homeland Security report or the news reports on one of these events, it's all about veterans. It's all about gun owners. It's all about police. It's all about kicking cops out who don't go along with tyranny, because, A, they've got to get a bunch of thugs in to carry out their takeover, but B, once they've engaged in their takeover, they've got to fully surveil you, because tyrants will come up through the military ranks and try to take over the system. Once you have a command and control shadow government, and it comes out in the open, then you can have coup d'etats within the structure and the bureaucracy over and over and over again. And so this scientific dictatorship has gauged all of that and is going after its number one enemy, the military. So you need to understand this. Bob Chapman.
Well, I think you couldn't put it more eloquently, because it's exactly what they're trying to do. And that would pit the active forces and the police against the military, and let the public know that these veterans are a bunch of crazy people who are terrorists. And they're setting a precedent here. They're setting a guideline, a way to go, somebody to pick on.
They're introducing the next enemy. We built all this for brown guys with turbans, but guess what? You know, it's now for that veteran. It's that rancher. It's that farm owner. I mean, that's what's in the reports. It's that Ron Paul person. Real Americans that are opposing the criminal takeover, that know what's going on. The entire architecture is for us. Get it through your head. This is 100% proof, 9 years after the staged attacks of 9/11, that I was right, Bob was right, we were right about all of this. It is for us. The attacks were staged to take over the planet, including our country. Get it through your head. This is the total proof. They baited and switched. They told you it was for foreigners, thinking you'd be primitive and, yeah, we'll get them. When they were running the foreign terrorist, it was all to bring down the republic.
And this sort of thing, Alex, could lead to a coup d'etat in government. They may have overreached here. And there's a lot of disgruntled people within the military. And they're in a command position. The people in Pentagon might think they run things, but they don't. They give orders to people, and they run things. And so that possibility exists, and the military is not missing this one bit. And I think the public is now catching on to what's going on regarding these talk shows that you mentioned earlier, and the direction that they're trying to take people in. And as we've said before, 95% truth, 5% propaganda, and that's all they can hope for. And they keep on doing it over and over and over again.
And we saw new Gallup poll numbers out this week. In the last 100 years of Gallup, the media has the lowest, mainstream media, has the lowest credibility in history. It's like a lake turning. Suddenly things just flip. They have already imploded. They are out of gas. That's why they're getting desperate, trying to bring in tens of millions of illegals to join the military with the DREAM Act, to get dependent on government, to be used as a counterbalance internally. We'll talk about Rupert Murdoch says legalize 40 million illegal aliens on the other side.
Buy the case or buy the pallet. Sapaco's Sure Pack MREs are the most well-balanced, great-tasting meals ready to eat available at MyersCustomSupply.com. Sapaco's Sure Pack MREs are great for any situation. Come with or without flameless ration heaters, are easy to transport, and easy to store with a 3 to 5 year shelf life. And you can buy just a case or an entire pallet. Either way, Sapaco's Sure Pack MREs are ready to eat hot or cold. Experience superior customer service from the #1 Sapaco supplier that's been in business since 1997. When you order your Sapaco Sure Pack MREs from MyersCustomSupply.com, get fast free shipping and 5% off your total order by using promo code GCN5 at checkout. Call 1-800-451-6105 or visit MyersCustomSupply.com. That's MEYERS CustomSupply.com or call 800-451-6105. For the lowest prices on the internet, visit MyersCustomSupply.com.
Let me tell you a little bit about one of our great sponsors, HomeGain.com. This is the place to get you started buying or selling a home, finding a realtor, and getting any real estate questions answered. Go to HomeGain.com and see what I'm talking about. All you need to do is type in your home address, and you will get an instant free estimate of your home's value online. This is a great way to be able to monitor the value of your home. And again, it's absolutely free. There are tons of tools to help you. For instance, if you want to remodel your home, go to HomeGain.com. Use their Home Sale Maximizer to help you determine which home improvements can most increase your home's value before you put it on the market. For 10 years, these folks have been helping home sellers and buyers. Visit their link at Infowars.com. Look for Max, the orange HomeGain gorilla, to help you with any real estate needs you might have. You'll love this site. It's HomeGain.com. HomeGain.com. Check them out today.
Good day, Jim Newcomer from Midas Resources. October 1st, 2010. Gold opened this morning at $13.15.80. A 1-ounce gold coin can be purchased for $13.50.28, $6.75.14 for a half ounce, or $3.37.57 for a quarter ounce. That's $13.50.28, $6.75.14, or $3.37.57.
Again, the Congressional Budget Office sounds the alarm, warning of Greek-style U.S. debt crises. CBO is drawing a parallel between U.S. economy and the Greek economic meltdown. Debt to GDP climbing to unfamiliar territory and deficits rising to unsupportable levels. Hi, Ted Anderson. The Federal Debt and Risk of Financial Crises document the CBO has published is a must-read for every American. Covering the risks of deficit spending, aging population, and rising interest rates spells economic disaster. Call today at 800-686-2237. I'll send it free. Again, call 800-686-2237. Ask for the CBO document. Call 800-686-2237.
9 years, thousands of clients worldwide, amazing results. And here's more proof of the effectiveness of how Heart and Body Extract supports good circulation and healthy arterial flow.
My name is Crystal. I'm a 45-year-old and live in Houston, Texas. I was diagnosed with having mitral valve prolapse 10 years ago. My cardiologist said surgery and drugs was the only thing he could offer me.
What did Crystal do?
I ordered Heart and Body Extract in August 2006. When I first took my first 15 drops, I embraced the formula and could even feel the goodness of the formula starting to work.
Clean, clear arteries are happy arteries after using Heart and Body Extract. Learn more at hbextract.com or call 866-295-5305. That's hbextract.com or call 866-295-5305. HB Extract comes with a 100% ironclad money-back guarantee. Details at hbextract.com or call 866-295-5305 for Heart and Body Extract.
Real, bona fide, naked evil is in control of the planet. And so many past generations went through unspeakable nightmares of death and destruction because they didn't stand up early on, or even later when it became clear that the government was run by a bunch of crooks. And you've got all these big Republicans now coming out in the news saying legalize as many as 40 million illegal aliens. They really want to get that done. Rupert Murdoch calls for amnesty for law-abiding illegal immigrants. Got to love that oxymoron. And these reports are up at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. It says Rupert Murdoch wants amnesty for millions of illegal aliens. On Thursday, appearing before the House Judiciary Committee on Immigration, Rupert Murdoch, somebody from Australia, nothing against, folks from Auslan, but, I mean, come on. You got people from Australia, Israel, that just foreigners run everything and tell us what to do, so of course he wants more foreigners. Murdoch said he supports amnesty for law-abiding illegal immigrants. He did not explain how millions of people who have crossed the border and entered the country illegally can be considered law-abiding. And then I have another report here by Matt Ryan today at Infowars.com. Background checks required to visit your kids at school, but the illegal aliens, they're exempt. The illegal aliens, they don't have to do that. And that's here in Austin, Texas. And that's going on now all over the country. We're going to be discussing that. But, Bob, dealing with this open border issue, why do the globalists want open borders?
Well, number one, they want cheap labor. They want more people paying taxes and Social Security. That's why they want to legalize them. They want cannon fodder to go into their wars. They want disruption within the American culture. And you're seeing that right now in Europe. We have Holland and Denmark and particularly France who are telling the Muslims, look, you can't wear burqas around here, and if you want to do that, do it inside your house, but you can't do it on the street. And I see the Muslims praying, blocking whole sections of Paris and other cities, and it's being done deliberately because it's illegal, and the police are being told, well, don't disrupt them. We don't want any trouble. And so people who are from outside sometimes push the issue. And we've seen that with La Raza and some of the other groups in the United States and over in Paris and other places over there, it's the Muslims. And, these people are a minority in the country. And they push it far enough, and they'll have a serious problem. And particularly in Europe. But
the globalists admit they did that by design. They bring in these foreign groups that in many cases aren't really compatible with the culture. Then they get everybody fighting with each other, and then government is the arbiter of that and takes everyone's liberties in the name of maintaining order.
That's exactly so. And but I think it's going to get a lot worse, this dichotomous situation being artificially caused by agents of government, if you may. And it's just like a false flag operation, actually. And so you're going to continue to see it, and you're going to see the vilification of veterans and I'm sure the Tea Party and other groups. Whether they're guilty of anything or not doesn't make any difference. And
you got to love it, though.
Leading up to control.
It's all leading up to control. Well, I mean, look at it. The troops are supposedly fighting terrorists, but they're really there to get their resources and for a black hole for the government to pump money to the defense contractors and also shuttle drugs and arms around, as has come out with Blackwater recently in federal depositions. But then it does stir up the foreigners to actually fight back. Then that's called terrorism. But then meanwhile, they use the police state grid they've set up at home to defend the homeland to target the troops when they come home. I mean, you got to love this master strategic system.
Well, it's a master-slave system is what it is. And these poor young people who are coming back from spending 4 or 5 or 6 years in the military and being shot at every day, they're finding out that now they're the enemy because they did what they signed up to do. It's very confusing to people because they're not used to psychological warfare. They've heard about it, and they've heard about it in the military in particular, but they don't understand it. And even a lot of people in the media don't.
That's right. Psychological warfare is very sophisticated. But I challenge veterans, current military people, you better do some research because the federal criminal government spends all its time hating your guts and preparing to kill you deader than a hammer. And and they put soft kill weapons into your vaccines to get rid of you.
We're on the march. The Empire's on